Hey everyone, welcome back to Madcap Toys. We're gonna pretty much go live today and try to see what we can see together. Kathy's outside right now doing a few things here and there. I've been taking a lot of photos and a lot of pictures as it was for my store, for Kathy's store, for all the sites, eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and quite honestly, the two district sites that I have going right now. And by that, I've got the main site, and then Kathy's like a sub branch, putting on a few things there that's of interest to her. I'm not expecting a huge crowd to see this right now because most of our people that interact with us is later night, afternoon. So if you're here, welcome and thanks for joining. Feel free to comment if you can. But what we're going to be talking about is about what has been going on as of late for us and with us on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and whatnot. Now, I had a statement that I'm going to also shoot on that a commenter on one of our videos has made on one of the videos, and it's fine. And this is not an attack, a slight, or any such thing, but it is a little bit of a difference of opinion. And I want to give mine, and I'd like to know yours, whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, because quite honest with you, um, his or her comments doesn't hold up to the historic facts that we've seen as sellers ourselves for 25 years. Now, it's not all wrong, so do not take it that way. And again, it's not an attack, but there's different perspectives from different selling viewpoints. We have been on, as many of you guys know, for 25 years. Some of you have been on a little bit longer. Most of you have been on that will see this quite a few years less than we have. But years doesn't mean anything, but it does mean something. Again, and the reason why it means something is because, quite honest with you, when you get on and have been on for so long and have so much experience, you sort of have a track record. You can look at the past, you can look at your numbers, your record books as it was, and see what's going on from one year to the other. For instance, Kathy and I have a quick chart that we can jump to, and this is just on paper, guys. Excuse me. And I've still got a little bit of a cough issue, fighting a little pneumonia issue that we've been going through for a while. So forgive me if I do cough. But we've got a 5-year quick track chart that will show us what's happened over the quick or last 5 years to go by. See where we're up, where we're down, what's going on, all the ins, all the outs, the inventory, in a sense that we've been putting on. For instance, we don't write down every detail, but was it toys? Was it DVDs, CDs, cassettes, LPs, odds and ends, women's clothing, men's clothing, etc.? You guys all get the point. But it takes, and it gives you an idea. Now, if we want to go back over the last, let's say, 20 years, for a total of 25, we've got records on that. Not quite as thorough because we've sort of chucked some of those out, but we keep a idea of what was going on. So we've been seeing and tracking and keeping an idea of what's been happening to and for us. And yes, I do agree. Some of the items may be a limitation on sales because what we are currently perhaps listing. All right. Listing does affect current day sales, but it will not be the only thing affecting it because you also have items, I'm going to say, in the back of your store that you've listed over, for our example, the last 25 years. So all this matters, history, etc., and so forth. So if you're looking at things and you're short tuned as it was and only have a year or two example, be happy. A lot of the newer stores have been getting some good sales. Our newer store that we have, Madcap Toys Plus, Kathy's over it, has been doing relatively well with sales up till the last little bit. After it's hit about a year and a half period, it sort of slowed down. The older store has been off again, on again, off again, on again, and this is on eBay. But at that same time, District is doing so-so because it's a newer community, only currently 38 members. And if you're a person that's looking for another place to sell, feel free to join us at Madcap Market because we are looking for members. There's no fees to join. The only thing that will happen is District will take out a 5% fee if you sell something. And if you sell through our marketplace, we also will take out a 5% fee because we're trying to advertise and move the site up. Excuse me. But moving on from there, Whatnot, we haven't been very active on at all for the last year. Poshmark is off again, on again as well. Right now, it's really hot when it's hot, or really not when it's not. And we are sort of limiting what we put on Poshmark, so that may be partially our fault. And as a reseller, you have to be honest with yourself and honestly be honest with everybody else that's listening to you. If you're doing this, or you're just reselling, you sit in a little group and you drink your coffee with your local friends and go on. You have to, honesty is the best policy, period. But you have to look at things and say what is not working, what is hot, what is not. That's how the sites are going for us right now at this point. Now, some of you guys are going to maybe be a little upset. I limit those that can comment on the video for a reason, and that's why some of you guys are getting on, getting off, because you're a little, I know it's a little annoying, but guys, we want people that's got something to deal with the subject, and we value the comments. But at the same time, we're keeping the comments to the people that take the time and, honestly care enough to subscribe. And that means a lot to us. But, we appreciate all of you. But at the end of the day, we don't want anybody coming in here and saying, hey, I'm selling this or I'm selling that, and just sort of, it be way off in yonder land. We want people that's everyday sellers. That's what we're trying to limit to. So forgive me if it's a little frustrating. I do apologize on that. But guys, here's the thing that brought up the topic today, and I'm going to read it to you. So I'm going to flash over. So forgive me for that, but I'll be right back. You're going to hear me read it off. And I want to know your thoughts when you hear this, if you totally agree with it. All right. The word was said by, and I'm going to abbreviate the name, PGB. And he said, not any issues in the used book seller market, basically, at all, between eBay and Whatnot. It has been a blessed year. If numbers aren't working, excuse the air conditioner flipping on, make changes. There's no eBay switch. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. That's a comment. I appreciate the comment. And I also hearted the comment because in a lot of the comment, there is some truth to it. There is truth to it, but it's not all truth because some of the comment is misrepresented. And I'll go over it with my personal opinion and thought. And keep in mind, we've been doing it 25 years. We do not know everything, and we are learning every day. But there's 2 points here. If you look at the book market, it's not quite the same. And I know a book market seller that's a big book market seller. And he/she has been having issues in the marketplace. It's up, down, on again, off again, like we've seen. Been on there quite a few years. Okay. But, I'm glad this person's having good sales. Okay. But they made 2 marketplaces, which is going to give us all a little bit of pause and a thought. You've got eBay and Whatnot. 100% diametrically right now opposed. They're facing 180 degrees from each other. And I'm going to put it this way. You can run Whatnot kind of listings or auctions, if you want to say it, on eBay. 99.9% of us don't, unless we're trying to just get rid of something, right? And the reason for that is because the market does not work most of the time for that kind of material on eBay. And we that have done it for years know that. When we started out on eBay, man, that auction stuff, you could put something on there for a penny and it'd go up into the stratosphere sometimes. But it don't always work that way. Sorry, but it don't. if you put it on eBay, price it now, buy it now, whatever you want to call it, or put on the new insert where you say lower this product by this amount, then somebody can make an offer, or, there's about 3 or 4 ways you can go at it. But buy it now price on average is the way we go at it. But if you look at it, most of the time on eBay, it's the buy it now price, and the sales markets on the two sites are just diametrically opposed by and large. eBay's over here, Whatnot's over here. You can't compare the two. You can't put them together. It just don't work for 90% of the people. Whatnot, as far as most of the time, relating to us, it's basically, I'm just going to put it out there, an auction, a slow auction up. You start something at $1, somebody will say, hey, I'll give you, let's say $2. They move it up. Somebody says, hey, I'll give you $3. And then you have what I'm going to call life and death moment, right? Where it's got like a minute left. It'll go down, let's say 30 seconds sometimes. And unless they change something I don't know about. It'll go down. Somebody says, no, I'll bid it up a quarter. It'll go up another minute. All right. And then it repeats until it's over. But there's a big difference, guys, between what I call Whatnot, which is basically bottom feeding and giving stuff away and making quick sales, and places like eBay, by and large, Mercari, by and large, and District at Madcap Market, because they're totally opposite. You can't compare a site that is doing for sale items now to a site that's just doing an auction that just goes up incrementally. If anybody in your group that's working with you in that forum, as in watching your program or whatever you want to call it, they're different. It's a different marketplace. So you can't say that. And I'm going to move on down here. And you can, and again, I appreciate the comment, but I can tell you're not a big eBay seller by and large. If I'm wrong, let me see your store and we can discuss some things. It says, if numbers aren't working, make changes. And that is true. He said to make, or she said to make changes. That is 100% true. If your sales formula, sales marketing, everything else isn't working for you, you as the seller are at the end of the day responsible. Maybe you need to change sites, right? Maybe you need to change your formula. Maybe you need to change up your inventory you have in stock that you're putting on at that time. But, a lot of things, for instance, that I and Kathy and other people I know, like Jordan, and I'm just trying to bring people up out of my mind real quick, are putting on, it's not the items, because we've been doing it, most of us, and this is our time, for 25 years, okay? That doesn't mean we're perfect by any means. And it means we're going to mess up. We're going to make some flubs. We're going to do some, whatever you want to call it. But, we're not infallible. So we do screw up. Sometimes some of the inventory we get is no good. And we got to be honest with ourselves. But there's a lot of times it's not your product, it's the site. At the end of the day, if you're doing all you can do, and I'm going to be honest with you guys that have espoused Daren, maybe we all need to start looking at the thought of the idea of advertising off eBay site, through eBay, of course, and they get some kickbacks, and doing the promoted listings and what we call promoted plus internally and all this other stuff. You've got 3 or 4 methods, and if you want to go on off the site, you can do like 5 things and stuff. But I'm not going to do, for instance, radio advertisement, newspaper advertisement, all this kind of stuff on my own. Just say, hey, here's Madcap Toys. Come see us if I'm working on the site, right? That's ridiculous. But I also, at the same time, feel like a $1 billion company ought to be promoting me as a seller via Google, or let's say Yahoo, or whoever the case is. This Microsoft, whoever it is today that's got the next big flipping site, right? But or Web Explorer, whoever you want to go, right? But whoever it is, that's not my job. I'm paying an internet site, guys. eBay, Mercari, Whatnot, Poshmark, and frankly, District, Madcap Market. is paying a site as it was through our sales, through our advertisement that we do, and even, for instance, through this video and others that do this like me, we are paying to get views via that site. That's why we're coming to you, eBay. And I think, honestly, it's a little bit, stupid for us to be expected to take and advertise on the site, off the site, on our own, and then have to have 50 different chat groups, let's say Facebook or wherever else you yourself are on, to just make a sale. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not against doing what you and I need to do to help our sites out and ourselves out. But I don't think that it's up to us to have to prostitute ourselves to just get noticed just a little bit. And that's why I'm actually putting this out. But excuse me, there's one thing here that he/she said. It says there is no eBay switches, and then she put a period, right? And the reason I say she is I don't know who they are, what sex they are, never seen them before, and they just got a small site. Okay, but that's fine. Everybody starts something, right, somewhere. But the point is, guys, that's not true. The statement they said shows me, by and large, that A, they either work for eBay or whatnot, or they're brand new, because they do shut the site off on eBay, especially. There are days, guys, I will go 6 hours sometimes with nothing going on eBay. I've got 2 stores. It makes no sense. All right. And I'm trying to keep an eye up there because usually I talk to people, I look at them, and I just happen to be on the camera. So forgive me if I look down. But that makes no sense. We sellers that have been here a while, please back me up if you believe I'm right. If you think I missed something, let me know in the comments below as well. I appreciate the support you've all been giving me. But we know eBay is shutting off the sites. It's obvious. When you go working on a site and you've been on there and it's been a little bit here, 12 hours off and on, because I've got a shift basically. We go out and we do shipping anywhere from 8 to 10, depends on what we got, how we got, and where we got to go. We can have 3 sites to drop off: UPS, FedEx, postage, regular postage, USPS, etc. And if I'm not meeting somebody, drop a package off to them and they pick it up for me, whatever. Excuse me. There can be a little bit of variety in that pattern, right? So depending on where it goes, let's just say at anywhere from 10 to 12, we will get set down, taking care of all the businesses, all the orders, all the questions, all the offers. I can't think of anything else. If I missed it, forgive me, and you can put it in the comments. And then we get on, we really start working. We'll start working till 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's if things are late, as in I've got on late. Worst case, I'll take an hour off to eat around 6, watch a little bit of the news that's going on during the day. And then I will take, and Callie will usually take and get on about 5 or 6 o'clock to start doing the second shift, because she does something somewhere else part-time. And then we will sit there and she will take and start putting on till about 11 o'clock. And then I'll get back on about 10 o'clock as well and start listing for a little bit short second shift. And a lot of times me doing what I call short second shift, which is an hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours, usually at most, sometimes 3, but not usually. We'll run any other orders that come in, and then I'll also list more items. But a lot of times things can stir things up. We've been doing that over the last month and a half. We're going to keep it up for a while through probably this holiday season up to about January for a little bit. But we're going to be doing that because that usually increases our sales. And it has as of the last little bit. But we're just doing a little bit of like boxing. Any of you guys that are boxing fans and have watched boxing, sometimes you got to dip and move, right? You've got to just move around and make things different, make things just shake it up sometimes to see what it takes to get you to that next level. But, a lot of people don't like that. We as sellers, if you've been on eBay, especially any period of time, because they're the longest, there you go. Thank you, Benny. Um, Diversification means a lot. It does. That's what you got to do, and I totally agree with that. That's a good comment. Um, but you've got to do what you have to do to make the sales. You have to be able to pivot and move. You have to dance with the music, and if it changes, the beat changes. You have to move along. But you can't stay stuck in a mindset because it just won't work. Excuse me. Um, yeah, you do. You are 100% right. You've got to change things up, and that is where you're 100% right. That extra effort is always on us. And I agree 100% with that because, if things ain't working, you got to change it, right? But there are some things that, like I was saying, I don't know how much you've heard, Benny, but excuse me, there are some things that that works and that I've dealt with a lot of other sellers in our local community, in our local area, and even online. But you've got some things that work and it works. I know it works. And like I said, sometimes the issue isn't all us, but it does happen to deal with some of the sites. And, that's basically all we can say about that because you've just got to do what you can do. And as sellers, what I tell people, for instance, when we give true history here at current time about what's been going on about the sales, if you watch the channel very often, a lot of you guys that will see this in the future, we'll tell you what's sold on Posh, what's sold on District, what's sold on eBay, what's on whichever store or site that it's on. But we will tell you how it's going, what's going, why it's going, and if it's good, if it's slow, if it's dead, whatever the case may be. But sometimes it's your fault, but sometimes it's not. And a lot of times, as of late on eBay, when they shut the site down and you're working on there for hours, and all of a sudden you start getting within a period of 5 seconds, you're getting, it's not your fault, it's us, when you're trying to list something, or it's a broken page or whatever. Something else is going on, and it's not all you. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Anybody that sees his comment, he's talking about sometime you and I, etc., whatever sellers are trying to dodge, weave, and bob because the site can be problematic. That's all you can do. I appreciate the comments because it's good thoughts. It's taking it down the line that we need to go. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. But guys, I'm going to sort of veer. If you got comments, Benny, feel free to put them on there. I know this is a little bit earlier, but I'm trying basically get it out for the people tonight and over the weekend because most of our views come late in the evenings and over the weekend. So thank you so much for that. But guys, this is just something, and I'm going to show you something that a lot of people don't get. We have been listing, at least me, and it's diversifying because I have been listing over the last, I'm just going to go 3 days, DVDs, coins, silver, gold, certified. I've also been listing cards, baseball, basketball, football, NHL, you name it, whatever the case may be. Not NHL at this time. I'm sorry, I apologize. What was that other set? I cannot remember. I apologize. But, oh, wait, there it is right in front of me. College basketball at this time. And there's a lot of these, what you're wanting to, like star picks, right? Takes and gives you the various teams or college sports teams that these guys play on. And I've been listing several of these today. I'll just show you real quick, get them all through so you all can see them. Not a lot of you care. That's fine on these because this takes a particular collector. So I know when I'm listing things like this, yes, they're going to be slower sells. But for a lot of people that don't sell cards at all, whether it be Topps, Fleer, Ultra Fleer, Upper Deck, Score, you name the company that you're working with, odds and ends, whether it be, let's say, movie cards, whatever the case may be. They do sell, guys. They really, really do. A lot of people get upset because you say, well, you're listening cassettes. They're slow. Yes, they are, but they do sell. You're listening sometimes VHS. They're slow. Yes, they do. But, I expect there to be a little bit of a pause during that time. And by pause, I don't mean stop, but I mean a slower sell. Kathy's back in here from being outside, but she can even tell you can tell pretty much if you're listing certain items, they're going to sell slower than others. We as veteran sellers understand that. But there's also things like this, the Nun, Painted Again. Some things may be slower sellers, but they will sell. But you're not going to get as much per item for that. I had a sports card by Score just sell the other day for, not counting shipping, $1.39. But you have to sit there and be willing to, like we was talking, spot and move. All right, when I get in my next order, I'm working also on something I don't tell people, electronics. But when I get them and get to that pile, I put them on. When I find the extra action figures I got back in the back, I put them on. So we do dance and we do pivot, guys. But guys, I'd like to thank you, especially Benny, for being here today and for commenting on us. I'm going to sign off so I don't tie you for too long, because I know this is on the weekend, and I know your time is valuable. I appreciate you guys that have been here, you guys that popped in, popped out. Hopefully everything's going well for you in sales. But guys, give me your thoughts, your comments, you that watch it later on. How's it been going for you? Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to, if you can, give us a like, a share, and a subscribe. And give me your comments. And again, like I said, your thoughts about what you think's going on. If you're just rocking it like that one guy was saying, or gal, that's fine, guys. Everybody's going to be a little bit different, because there's one thing that nobody hardly mentions. Sometimes they do, but servers matter on eBay especially. Yes. But guys, we will talk to you later. Thank you so much. And Benny especially, appreciate you, buddy. You have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.